Hello friends, welcome back to the new tutorial of the Next.js. So Next.js 15 has been released now. So here you can see that the Next.js 15 release candidate is now available. This early version allows you to test and the latest features before the upcoming stable release. So we are going to learn in this video what are the new features that they have provided. Those who haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe my channel, and if you like the video, please do like, share and comment on my video. Let's get started. So first of all, React 19, it supports now caching, fetch request, get route handlers, and the client navigations are no longer cached by default. So before it is cached by default, now it's not. Partial pre-rendering experiment, new layout, and the page config options for the incremental adoption. Next, after new API to execute code after a response has finished streaming. Next, we have the create next app update design and the new flag to enable turbo pack in the local development. Then building external packages, new config options for this one. So first we check this one. So the next app router is built on the React Canary channel for the frameworks, which allow developers to use and provide the before v19 is released. So new React APIs, so React 19 is gonna be support now. Okay, I have something over here I have written down, so let me just go through it. So in the Next.js 15, we are changing the caching default to the fetch request, get route handlers, client router cache, and the cache by default to unchanged by default. So when I try to fetch the request, what I need to do, fetch requests are no longer cached by default. So fetch, cache, force cache if you want. Okay, so no store, fetch a restore resource from the remote server on every request and do not update the cache. Force cache means that fetch a resource from the cache. So depends upon to you what you have to use. In the Next.js 14, force cache was used by default. Okay, if the cache option was not provided unless a dynamic function or the dynamic config option was used. Okay, so the next one, the Next.js 15, no store is used by default. Okay, if the cache option is not provided, this means fetch request will not be cached by default. You can still opt into the caching fetch request by setting the cache option to the force cache in the single fetch call. So if you want the cache, so make sure the cache force cache you can add. Setting the dynamic route config option to force static for the single route. Okay, setting the fetch cache route config option default cache to override all the fetch requests in the layout for a page, to use force cache unless they explicitly specify their own cache option. So basically, the caching for the route handlers and the client route cache has set to no cache. Okay, so you are not able to cache by default. So if you want to cache that route handlers, you have to pass the force cache. Okay, so this is the major update for that one. Okay, so this is that one, route handlers, client router cache. Okay, and here you can make it like stale times dynamic to be 30. Okay, for the client router cache behavior. Okay, and the rest of the updates you will get it from here. So here we go with this one, hydration error improvements, caching updates. So we have this caching one, okay, so which we have discussed. Now what else, we have the incremental option, the partial pre-rendering, so this is for that one. Okay, so here you can just make it like ppr incremental. So to use the new option, you need to set up the experimental ppr config into your Next.js config.js file. Okay, and executing code after the response with next after. So in the config you have to make it like experimental after true. Okay, then import the function in the server components. Okay, so here we go with this one, after we can do that. Okay, so these are the updates for the Next 15. Any doubt, any query in that, do let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.